Let him laugh, let him weep, let him yell, let him sing. All they wanna say.
Hello, Bonyus and Bonani. Welcome to Rise to Greater Heights Network, where you can turn your fears into greater success while seizing new opportunities. It is so significant to have a positive mindset, more especially under these circumstances. So, this network has the potential to completely revolutionize every aspect of your life and career. I am Dr. Riel Nkunene, and I'm going to be your host for today. So, if you're watching us online, please feel free to drop in the chat box where you're watching us from and what you hope to gain from our podcast. Today, we are surrounded by greatness in the World Wide Web. We have amazing speakers who's going to share some nuggets on how to rise to greater heights, how to rise to greater heights. So in Ohio, we have Dr. Pamela Kohn, and Dr. Pamela Kohn, she's going to share her message on finding your purpose. And then in California, we have Lorena Manzanita. I hope I didn't butcher your last name, Lorena. So Lorena,
You did great.
Oh, perfect. So Lorena is going to be sharing her message on how to prioritize pleasure to avoid resentment. And then in Iowa, we're going to have Sasha. So in Toronto, we have Dr. Julia Sen. So Dr. Julia Sen, she's going to share every nugget on successful parenting. And then in Ghana, we have Ambassador Frank Atta. So Frank, he's going to share everything on leadership. So at this moment, I'm just going to let our speakers to introduce themselves. You can go ahead, Dr. Pamela.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Pamela Kohn. I'm located in Dayton, Ohio. I have been in ministry for 30 years. And I'm the assistant pastor of Dominion Church of the Living God International. I work alongside my husband, Elder Stephen Kohn. I am the founder and CEO of Curated Spaces, LLC, which actually is my personal brand. Everything that I believe God has called me to do, every gifting he's given me is under that umbrella. But I encourage women and individuals to grow spiritually, interpersonally, and professionally. And I also work in community in our Dayton, Ohio region. I serve as a Kettering Fellow for the Kettering Foundation, where my work is centered around financial literacy and generational wealth. It is a wonderful pleasure to be here. I forgot. You know, you don't like to brag about yourself, but I am the podcast host of Sunday Mornings with Pamela Kohn and the platform host of Wisdom and Grace cohort.
Oh,
Thank you for having me.
It's an honor to have you, Dr. Pamela. You wear many different hats, and sometimes really it depends who asks the question, what do you do? And then
Yes.
you to share. So I believe we're going to have a round two to your platform because you're a podcast host, and I'm looking forward to that opportunity. It's an honor to have you, Dr. Pamela. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yes, you can go ahead, Lorena, and please introduce yourself.
Thank you. Happy to be here. So yeah, I am a somatic intimacy coach, trauma resolution practitioner, and a PhD student in human sexuality. For the past 25 years, I have helped people feel more at home in their own bodies. I specialize in helping professional empaths, think therapists, coaches, facilitators, space holders who struggle with owning their own desires and boundaries. I love supporting individuals and partners of all genders and orientations in cultivating essential intimacy skills and transforming trauma, creating pathways for greater pleasure, presence, and potency in all of their relationships, including their relationship to life. Yeah. So I facilitate a small group coaching program designed specifically for space holders seeking to honor their desires and boundaries. And my approach integrates interpersonal neurobiology with pleasure and embodiment. I love supporting creating learning containers where participants can develop the skills to create truly fulfilling intimacy with themselves and others. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, wow. It's an honor to have you, Lorena. And really, I'm looking forward to hear more of your message. And congratulations on all of your achievements. Really, you are the next Dr. Lorena. Wow, wow, what an honor to have you. It's a privilege to have you on this platform. And thank you for saying yes to me.
Thank you for having me, inviting me.
Yes, so we're moving to Dr. Julius, and feel free to introduce yourself, Doctor.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rael, and thank you for having me. It's such an honor to be with all of you here. It's amazing to meet new people and be connected to such incredible beings. So thank you for that. I am well, my name is Dr. Julia Sen, and I am South Asian by descent, but I am Canadian. I have two adult daughters. One is 21, who is a singer-songwriter, and the other one is 24 and is in architectural engineering. And so I have my PhD in psychology, but the fun fact is that I actually, as of January 31st of this year, I resigned from the College of Psychologists because I recognized that the work that I wanted to do, which is around parenting, was actually being limited by being registered because I had to stay in Ontario. And so my goal was to sort of take that bold move and let go of my registration and expand into the world. So that's what I'm doing. I run memberships. So one of the memberships that I run is for brown moms, and we work on sort of raising our children as while we're also raising ourselves and in our careers. Right. So that one is called the IB League, or the I Believe in You League. And as we go forward, you will see that I have a love for acronyms. You'll see that as I present. So that is one of the main areas that I'm focused on. I am actually going to be launching a new one now that I am free from seeing individual clients on a daily basis. I've actually expanded. I'm going to be starting a program called Supported, and that is for all parents who want to be proactive in their parenting, because I believe in today's changing world, if we don't become proactive, we will actually be falling very, very behind with our children and having more battles than we ever had. So I want to make sure our children have connected parents who are really attuned to their needs. And so that's another mission of mine, to ensure that children receive that. I have also created something called the Habit of Heart, and that is something that you will be receiving as a free gift at the end. I'll mention that again. And it is a mini course on creating a habit that allows you to connect to yourself as well as to your children by building a secure attachment and a sense of belonging, all through a very tiny little habit. So I'm excited to share that free gift with you all at the end. Yeah. And
Wow.
beyond that, I mean, I think that's sort of the main the main part. I just got news yesterday that the Habit of Heart has now been registered officially as a trademark. So I'm very happy. It's a 5-year process. So yes, thank you. So that's a new thing that came through yesterday. I'm very excited about.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. Congratulations, Dr. Julia. Oh,
Thank you.
my goodness. Sometimes, you love to lose the world around you to find yourself. That's what you just did. Wow.
It is exactly.
Congratulations. Yes.
That's
And it's
it.
an honor to have you. And really, your topic is a much needed. So I'm like, I'll be
Mm.
taking more notes on successful parenting because I really need that. I really need that. So it's an honor
We
to,
all do. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah, it's an honor
totally.
to have you on this platform. Thank you for being with
Thank you.
us. So now we are flying all the way to Ghana, where we have Ambassador Frank Atta. Please feel free to introduce yourself, sir.
Thank you very much for this cumbersome opportunity. I really appreciate you, and it's an honor to be here. I've been waiting for this day, and I'm so happy to be here today. I'm by the name Frank Atta. I'm from Ghana, Tichimentia to be precise. I'm a writer, public speaker, IT professional, and some CEO of Masterlena Consults, a consultancy that support students that are in need. And I'm also an ambassador for Time for Sharing, a registered organization in USA, founded by Coach MJ Turan. We organize children fun events and also advocate for cancer. And then I'm also into community initiative. We've been organizing initiative like clean up exercise within the community, and we also go to the less privileged communities to, offer the support that they may need. So basically, that is what I've been into, and aiming at, utilizing the knowledge acquired to support society, positively. So that is what I'm known for. Thank you once again for the opportunity.
Wow,
Sure.
it's an honor. It's an honor to have you, Ambassador Frank Reedy, and I'm looking forward to hear more of your message, because really, it looks like in your community, you are just impacting your community one soul at a time, and I'm really looking forward to hear more on effective leadership from you. So it's an honor to have you on this platform. Thank you for being with us. So we're flying all the way back to Ohio, where we have Dr. Pamela Cohn. Dr. Pamela Cohn is a minister, keynote speaker, and a transformational leader with more than 30 years of ministry and community impact. She serves as an assistant pastor of Dominion Church of the Living God International in Dayton, Ohio, and she has helped plant 3 churches alongside her husband. She holds a Master of Arts in Ministry, Biblical Studies from Indiana Wesleyan University, along with associate and undergraduate degrees in communication studies and interior design. Dr. Cohn was awarded an honorary doctorate in recognition of her leadership and service. Her lifelong commitment to faith-based leadership, community engagement, and civic involvement, it reflects her passion for strengthening individuals, families, and institutions through intentional service. Dr. Cohn is the founder and CEO of Curated Spaces, LLC, dedicated to cultivating intentional living, spiritual growth, leadership development, business coaching, and community advancement. She hosts the Sunday Mornings with Pamela Cohn podcast and leads the Wisdom and Grace platform, equipping individuals to discover their identity and walk confidently in their calling. She is also the author of Destiny Chaser, a transformative work that challenges individuals to align their lives with the divine purpose established for them before the foundation of the world. And through her work, Dr. Cohn's desire is to create spaces for interpersonal and community growth, spiritual development, and individual, professional, and community advancement. Wow, that was mouthful. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Dr. Pamela Cohn.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for this warm introduction. And of course, thank you for the invitation to share on finding your purpose. It's a subject that is very near and dear to my heart, as I believe that God began to show me what my purpose was as early as 10 years old. But it can be very difficult for some to find their purpose. And I want to say that finding your purpose is the reason why we're here. But finding your purpose is serious work. And honestly, finding your purpose is really what I believe is that, as opposed to you finding your purpose actually finds you. The work is intuitive in comprehending the purpose when it does. When you understand that who you are, that work becomes instinctively a part of your everyday life. Purpose from a faith perspective is knowing who you are in God. And honestly, we struggle. We have no idea who we are. And this serious work we must do and discover exactly who we are, but who we are to God. We can struggle when we have allowed others to project on us who they think we are. And we can also struggle because of our own secret desires and not to align with who God says we are. We can also struggle with negative things that people have projected on us and limiting us to be all that we can possibly be. Purpose is why God created you and what he created you for. If you take time to reflect and do the work, you will identify and recognize that you have already seen it when it came to you. But if you are still searching for your purpose, the work involved is done, I believe, through prayer, searching the word of God as a guide, and asking God to reveal his thoughts to you. Then you will recognize it when it is presented to you, when you see it, and instinctively it will resonate within you in your soul. Please know, however, God, if you are searching for it, he will not leave you in the dark. I was getting ready to say amen because I'm a preacher. So that was getting ready to come out. Finding your purpose is also knowing and naming what's within you. To know it and to name it and to call it out. Your purpose matches your gifts. What you have been positioned in life for, and what feels honestly just like breathing. Preaching to me is like breathing. Public speaking in front of people, my mom started that when I was 9 years old. So that is the space that I was shaped in, prepared for. What you have been positioned for in your life feels exactly like it fits like a glove to you, because the gifts came with the breath of life that God breathed into you. It's what burdens you in a good way, and it was gives you life, and it was brings you joy and complete fulfillment. Your purpose is reflected in your life. So if you look in the mirror, you will be able to see what that exactly looks like. So if you look at your life, you look at the preparation for where you are right now, and all that has come together, all that has taught you, and all that has brought you to a particular place. Look at your mentors, look at your cheerleaders, look at your propellers, those that have been into your life, that have poured into you and have shaped you and prepared you to be who God has called you to be. Look at the doors that has opened for you, and including the doors that have closed in your face. All of them, nothing is ever lost. All of them, all roads lead to finding your purpose. But this is serious work. This is work that you have to spend some concerted time in meditation, some time in prayer, some time in journaling to figure out who you are and who you were created to be. Go deep. Don't be afraid of going deep into this time with yourself. Purpose can also flow through your ancestral line. So God is faithful for 1,000 generations. So your purpose is actually in the marrow of your bones. If you consider what your great-grandfather was and your great-grandmother, who they were and how they walked on this earth, that's in you. The first emancipated and enslaved individual on my father's side, after slavery, owned 300 acres. So that boldness that that man had is in the marrow of my bones. On that land, he owned a store and he built a church. My parents were founding members of the church that was right next door to my home. So if I go through my lineage, who else could I be? So you have to look at your life, go deep, listen for it. Purpose will speak to you, but you have to listen. Sometimes it will arrive in a supernatural moment. Let's take Elijah in the Bible. Elijah was working in the field, and Elisha came to him and put the mantle upon Elijah. I am always fascinated by the fact that Elijah was not surprised. He was not in the school of prophets, but nevertheless, Elijah was not surprised that Elijah had put the mantle on him. Let's go to Moses. When Moses beheld the burning bush, this was a supernatural experience because the bush did not burn. But nevertheless, a burning bush, yes, in the desert, but it was not consumed. So Moses immediately turned around to behold the strange occurrence. But it spoke to him because intuitively Moses knew that God had purpose for his life. So these are moments when literally purpose has tapped us on the shoulders and spoken to us in our ears. Literally, when purpose have shown up in our lives, but we have to recognize it when it appears, when God is speaking to us. How will I know? Good question. How will you know when you are walking in your purpose? Because when you're walking in your purpose, it fits like a glove and it resonates within. And so when you see it, you say, this is who I am. I have no qualms about who I am. I do not allow anyone to put any limitations on who God called me to be, none whatsoever. And so definitively, just as Jesus spoke, I must be about my Father's business. I came down from heaven to save my people from their sins. My Father and I are one. All of those things that he spoke boldly and definitively, when we know who we are, we do the same. When they align with our gifts, they align with what God has given us, and they align what we've heard, not only in our ears, but in our soul. We boldly proclaim, this is who I am. And there's no one has the right to tell you who God has created you to be. No one has the right to limit who God has created you to be. No one has the right to put boundaries on who God has created you to be. No one has the right to judge who God, because you are a reflection of God's creation. And when you align that, you will find your purpose. Purpose can show up in a way in divine timing and in the power of alignment. I like to think about Apostle Paul on the road to Damascus. Apostle Paul was on his way to go kill some Christians. But divine timing had another plan. And so when he was knocked off of his animal by the voice of God, Paul had, we would call it in today's time an epiphany, but it really was a transformational moment where his life, because Paul's life, how he was reared, it all lined him up exactly for who God had created him to be. And so when that divine timing met his purpose, Apostle Paul had to say yes, but yet it did not evolve overnight. It took some time, although he was studied and he was a very learned man, it took some time for Apostle Paul to be able to, before he was able to go on his first missionary journey with Barnabas. It took some time. It took some grooming. It took some cultivating. And so don't be discouraged if you say that I am called to be this. Yes, but you still may need to go to school. You still may need some training. You still may need some tutoring. You still need time to develop and to be able to walk fully in your purpose. I've been in ministry for 30 years. I started preaching at 22. I was not doing speaking engagements at 22. I started a Bible study in my living room with my family. Despise not humble beginnings. It doesn't mean it wasn't my purpose. It took time to cultivate and time to build. And time, people would not honor me, asking me that I want an honorary degree to have a PhD. They weren't doing that at 22. That didn't come until I was 54. Wait, be patient on your purpose. But finding your purpose is not passive. It is not passive. Chasing your purpose is in being in active pursuit for direction, an active pursuit of alignment, and to know it. Ask and it shall be given. Seek and ye shall find. Knock. I had to knock on a lot of doors, a lot of bruised knuckles, a lot of no's. Don't be afraid of that. All of that builds spiritual muscle. This is work. This is work. And finding your purpose also requires reflection. If you don't already know it, you must spend time asking God, who created you, what did you create me for? Who am I to be? And it's okay to ask. him to lead you, and him to guide you. I believe that I was chosen before the foundation of the world, according to the book of Ephesians. I believe that. I believe I was predestinated. I believe God had thoughts about me. He says in the book of Titus, even before the world began, that I would be the elect of God. I believe that. And so, whoever you are and whatever your purpose is, you must have faith in that and you must believe it. Finding your purpose requires diligence and boldly godly pursuit. It is the act of being aware of your purpose. It's intentional, and you cannot carry it casually. You have to prepare. You have to allow it to drape you. You have to wear it. You have to protect it. You have to pursue it. And you have to do the work that your soul can hold it. Walking in purpose, I believe it glorifies God because it reflects his design. It reflects his intention. It reflects his thoughts, and it reflects his wisdom in his plans for you. For who has known his mind and who has been his counselor? But he will reveal it to you, the thoughts he has for you. And when you walk in it and you receive it over time, it will become undeniable. Everyone who comes in contact with you will be able to recognize that you are walking in exactly who you were supposed to be. I want to encourage you as you spend time with God, if you spend time walking in this, reflect, craft it, craft a definition of who you are. For me, I'm Pamela Cone, a spirit-filled, intellectual, creative being, living for the glory of God. Thank you, and blessings and love to you. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn under Pamela Cone. You can also tune into my podcast, Sunday Mornings with Pamela Cone. You can find it on all streaming apps, but you can tune in on Sunday mornings on the Envision Broadcasting Radio. And I am hosting a Wisdom and Grace cohort. It is free. It's free alone, but it's only for women. Free. And it is a complimentary tool journal. It's going on right now. You can find Wisdom and Grace on Facebook, Wisdom and Grace, or you can find this cohort on Eventbrite. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Wow, Dr. Pamela, just drop the mic because yes, we are walking in our own purpose. We are here. The moment you discover your purpose, you're going to make sure that you impact those around you with the life that you are living. And that's exactly what you are doing. You've mentioned that your purpose, it reflects in your life. Your purpose will speak to you, but what you'll have to do, you'll have to have listening ears. Listen. And we might be chasing our own purpose until the one who created you tell you, you know what? You are chasing you're going in the wrong direction. Like you've mentioned, Paul in the Bible. He used to be sold before because he was just persecuting the children of God. But then that encounter with Jesus, it changed everything. So you can take a 360 degrees turn for you to discover your purpose. And once you're aligned with your purpose, you will never, ever look back. Thank you so much, Dr. Pamela. I felt like you were just preaching to me, 7 minutes is not enough to gain all this information, really. So I believe our audience will definitely reach out to you and be in touch with you. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, so now we are moving to Lorena Manzanita. Lorena Manzanita, MA, SEPT. She is a somatic intimacy coach, certified somatic experiencing trauma resolution practitioner. She's an educator and also a PhD student in human sexuality with over 25 years of professional experience helping people feel truly at home in their bodies. Lorena specializes in supporting professional empaths and space holders who struggle with owning their boundaries and desires. Her work supports individuals and partners of all genders and orientations in cultivating essential intimacy skills and transforming trauma, creating pathways to greater pleasure, presence, and potency in all their relationships, including the most important one, which is their relationship with themselves and with life itself. So Lorena also facilitates a transformative small group coaching program designed specifically for space holders seeking to honor their desires and boundaries in intimate relationships. Her unique approach weaves together interpersonal neurobiology and eros, creating safe and supportive learning containers where participants develop the skills for truly fulfilling intimacy. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Lorena Manzanita.
Thank you. I'm just like taking in your voice. Your presence is so nourishing. So thank you for being a source of pleasure in this space. And thank you, Dr. Cohen. Your message on purpose is nourishing on such a spirit level. So it feels good to share this space with all of you. So as I said, I work with professional empaths who struggle with owning their desires and boundaries. Think therapists, coaches, healers, facilitators, people who have a lot of compassion and want to make a difference in the world. And today, I want to talk about something all helpers need to hear. We need to prioritize our pleasure. Why pleasure? Because when we don't prioritize it, we become vulnerable to stress, resentment, burnout, and disconnect. And that serves no one. When professional empaths give more than we receive, two things suffer: the lifespan of our work and its quality. We dim our light and the world loses out on our full brilliance. Before I dig deeper into pleasure, I want to clarify what I mean by pleasure. Many minds will jump straight to sexuality, and yes, that's valid. I'm getting a PhD in it. And in my mind, we limit our potential for aliveness when we put pleasure in a box. Pleasure is thoroughly enjoying your time after a job well done and celebrating yourself. Pleasure is marveling at your client's bravery as they face their deepest fears. Pleasure is giving yourself permission to follow your spirit-led creative impulses. Pleasure is singing in the car as you drive to a nerve-wracking presentation at work. There are so many ways we can integrate pleasure into our lives. Please consider prioritizing it. Regularly integrating moments of pleasure is vital for showing up beautifully in our personal relationships and in our professional lives. My desire here is to inspire you to develop a secure attachment to pleasure, to the point where you trust that it will be there for you when you reach for it. I would love for everyone to know on a felt sense level that being on this planet in a body is a beautiful opportunity. As helping professionals, we are exposed to life's heartbreaking realities: abuse, neglect, deprivation, trauma. And when we are under-resourced and pleasure deprived, we limit our capacity to create positive transformation in the world. But when you prioritize your pleasure and your relationship to it, you cultivate an embodied knowing that life is rich with goodness. And this equips you to show up with presence, creativity, responsiveness, and grace. Like any relationship, pleasure requires nurturing. So let's play with an attachment theory lens. Think of a secure attachment to pleasure means you feel safe with pleasure. You know that pleasure is there for you when you reach for it. You can take some space for it as an experience, some pain, and then come back to it with ease. In contrast, an insecure attachment to pleasure has a few different flavors. Preoccupied, we grasp greedily for it and never feel fully satisfied and fulfilled. Avoidant, we deny pleasure's importance in our lives. Or disorganized, we simultaneously chase it and reject it. A secure attachment to pleasure increases our access to our resources. And when the balance between our awareness of our resources and the stressors are out of balance, then we compromise our resilience. Too much stress, too few resources equals overwhelm. Ample resources equals confidence and competence. In somatic experiencing, resourcing means mindfully paying attention to pleasurable, positive, empowering people, places, things, and actions, both real and imagined. But here's the catch. Many of us have default pleasure thermostat settings. I call it the pleasure threshold. When pleasure exceeds a certain threshold, unconscious mechanisms kick in to cool it down. So this can show up as limiting stories about why we shouldn't receive a compliment. They don't really mean it. VA support. I should have to do it all by myself. Alone time. Others need me more. Financial abundance. Money is the root of all evil. When you prioritize pleasure, you meet that pleasure threshold differently. So instead of indulging the urge to deflect the compliment, you can pause to savor the good feelings with gratitude. So, doing this repeatedly increases your capacity for pleasure and resilience. Eventually, what's once felt edgy becomes more and more natural. I've created a free mini course. It's called Nourished, the Neuroscience of Receiving Beautifully. It covers resourcing, pleasure thresholds, and the neurobiology of expanding our nervous system's capacity for receiving goodness. You can find it at integratingeros.com. You can also find me at lorenamanzanita.com. It has a number of exercises, guided meditations, journaling prompts, opportunities to experientially practice increasing your capacity for pleasure. This applies to everybody, and I want to speak to empaths and people of service. Please do not diminish your light by failing to prioritize your relationship to pleasure. Your work, your clients, and the world needs your full, juicy brilliance. Thank you for having me.
Oh my, wow, Lorena, oh my goodness. I hope everyone is taking notes out there because some you might have a wrong impression. Like I was like, I'm just waiting patiently to hear what you're going to be talking about. And guess what? You say that pleasure, it requires nurturing. You'll have to release blocks from your own, you release blocks to own your own boundaries in relationships. You've shared why individuals, they need to prioritize pleasure to avoid resentment, to avoid burnout. Yes, you can be as a happy soul as ever, but you know for sure you are going to do that crazy job out there. But yes, you just choose to be happy regardless of what's happening around you. Prioritize pleasure to avoid burnout. Prioritize pleasure to avoid resentment. Wow. Thank you so much, Lorena, for sharing such a profound, much needed message and a transformational one. Thank you so much. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So now from Lorena, we are going to Dr. Julia. Dr. Julia, she's all the way in Toronto. That was my first city actually when I came to Canada, so I still miss it. So Dr. Julia San is South Asian, a mother and a clinical and counseling psychologist with over 25 years of experience. She has a full-time private practice. She's a speaker and author, an entrepreneur, and a workshop leader. Julia has forced her practice on fertility, counseling, parenting, and working with our inner child. Over the last few years, Julia has created transformational group programs for South Asian parents to break unhelpful generational patterns that affect them and their children. Her mission is for everyone to develop unconditional confidence. Julia is the founder of the Habit of Heart, a simple practice that builds security and belonging within ourselves, which is a key component to feeling compassion and confidence. She's also the founder of the IBY, I Believe in You League, which is a team for South Asian career-driven moms to rise while raising compassionate and confident children without the hustle or the guilt. Julia is known for finding the possibility in every situation, and as such is known as the possibility psychologist. Yeah, she is the possibility psychologist. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Dr. Julia San.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Both of your talks have been so resonant for me, Pamela and Lorena, so far, and it's just been really beautiful to be in your company. And just want to correct, so since that bio, my life has changed. So I'm no longer actually a clinical psychologist. It's actually, so I am working on the parenting piece. So I'm not providing psychological services anymore, but I am focused entirely on guiding and supporting parents. Beautiful. So I actually feel like I've been trying to help parents understand a child's perspective since I was a little kid. And you can just ask my mom. She will absolutely confirm that with you. So once I became a parent, though, I started to notice that my children were reacting to me the way I was reacting to my parents, with frustration, guilt, and sometimes even shame. And it was in that moment that I realized I needed to actually work on my parenting. I couldn't just wing it. And I realized if I didn't, I would end up repeating history. And of course, that was never my plan, considering I've been sort of advocating for kids since I was little. Now, today I'm here to speak to you about how understanding your child will save you from exhaustion, frustration, and even save you time. So I'm just wondering, is everybody familiar with this? Can you see me? With this toy? Oh, yeah. Okay, perfect. So it's, a toy that oh wow, I've changed my color. Okay. So it's a toy that, is very, very familiar. Most people know what it is. So I want you to imagine that this circle here, right, which would go right in here, that this is the child. All right. But through societal, including parents and teachers' expectations, along with, to be honest, school and healthcare systems, everything else is shaped like a square, right? Now, what ends up happening, do you think, of course, when we try to put a circle into a square? Right? So in this toy, we're going to grab this. Where is the circle? Where's the square? So here's a square. And we're going to take the circle and we're going to try and get it in there. What happens, right? Won't fit. Exactly. There's nothing we can do. We can try and cram it, but there's two ways to get this circle in. One, by damaging it. We can cut off the corners of the circle, turn it into a square, or we can shrink it down, make it small, right? And then it will fit in. Yeah, exactly. Pamela, I see you. So that struggle, of course, is not only exhausting for the adults, it's slowly damaging the kids. Now, what if we just took a step back, right? Took a look at the whole toy and with pause and, as mentioned before, reflection, which is so, so critical, we understand that actually putting the circle in the circle would actually allow for it to slide through with complete ease. Right. So we would go from those mornings, where we're like yelling at our kids to get their shoes on for the 20th time and being late again for school, to finally understanding what is happening within this child's brain so we can help them learn how to get their shoes on in time without the battles. But, moving from chaos to calm isn't something that we just do, unfortunately. Like the morning routine, it's one of the most depleting parts of a parent's day. Trust me, I've seen lots of parents, and that is consistently that one in bedtime. But the thing is, it's not only exhausting, in general, but it's also how we end up starting our day, which, as we know, if we're going to rise to greater heights, as we want to do here, starting our day screaming and yelling at our kids is not going to get us where we need to go. But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if, with a little bit of support and a little bit of understanding, mornings could be smoother? So I created a process to help parents shift from being in that heightened state to a greater calm so that they can take that step back, understand their child in those hard moments, and then communicate clearly. So it kind of goes like this. So we can imagine you're at your wit's end, your child is not moving from the couch, you're going to be late again. And rather than start to scream like you usually do, you actually stop and be fabulous. So what does that mean? BFAB, as I mentioned earlier, is an acronym and it is a process. So the process is this. I will take you through it. So I want you to imagine now you realize you're about to get into that same repeated cycle, but you pause and you remember, oh yes, I'm supposed to be fabulous. And you pause and you start with B. B is to do a breath, the sigh breath in particular. So that would be a nice deep inhale with an extra sip at the top and a exhale. So let's just do one together right now. So we're going to breathe in and a nice sip at the top and right out of the gate, the research has shown us that the sigh breath is the fastest way to calm our nervous system, right? So I recommend doing 3 sigh breaths to every parent who is experiencing this moment, right? E is for empathy. Now, you might think I want you to empathize with the child. And in this moment, I actually do not. This is for you. So this is so that you can empathize with yourself. And that would sound something like, it is so hard to be doing this every single morning, right? I'm exhausted. This is really difficult. It's just genuine empathy towards yourself. No explanations, no excuses. That's not what the E stands for, just empathy, right? F is for fact. And this is the same statement every single time. Like empathy can change depending on the situation, but fact is the same one, which is even though all of this is happening, we are all safe right here, right now. Okay? And this is really critical because it helps us, especially as a parent, remind ourselves of the reality that even though this is really annoying, we are safe. And that again helps our physiology, it helps our nervous system calm. A is for affirm, which is really not meant to be an affirmation. It's actually meant to be an affirming hug. So it's an I've got you sensation. And you're going to do this for yourself. And you can do what's called a havening hug. Start at your shoulders, bring it down to your elbows. Take your hands off, come back up, shoulders, down to your elbows. This havening hug has also been researched and shown to help our physiology come down so that we can be present, right? So there's a bit of an I've got you, talk to your inner child, I've got you, and give yourself that hug. That's A. And finally, the last B is for believe. And it's a reminder to say, hey, I believe in me, right? I can do this. Then you come back to your child right? From a much calmer place. This doesn't take as long as it just did with me. Once you practice, it'll be pretty quick. And then you start to understand, like, what's happening for my kid right now. You might even then empathize with them. And then with calm and clarity, help them get their shoes on and go. So it'll look something like, hey, kiddo, I know you're really comfortable sitting on the couch right now, and here are your shoes. When we're calm and then when we're clear, we can bring our child to a state of calm, right? Because they co-regulate to us. And then the communication becomes easier. The tone goes away, the frustration goes away, the child's able to hear us. Less arguments, fewer extended meltdowns, and much more flow. So suddenly we're no longer exhausted, time's back on our side, and our child's self-esteem, most importantly, stays intact. Kids have always wanted to be treated fairly, like any other human being, not as someone who's expected to follow commands and demands. I mean, didn't you want to be treated fairly? Let's just reflect for a minute. I certainly know I did. And as an added note, safety today in this changing world, at least here, isn't about physical dangers, right? So much anymore. It's about emotional safety. And if we keep parenting in old school ways with expectations that our children just get in line, aka fit into the square, we're at risk of sending them more and more online to get their needs met. And that, to me, is very scary. So when you use Be Fabulous to help you bring your nervous system back to that place of calm and understanding, your child will start to trust you and feel a true sense of belonging with you, where they're accepted, because that's what belonging is about. Accepted for who they are and how they are. And that is honestly how we save time, we save energy, and most importantly, again, we keep our children safe and ready to thrive. Now, Be Fabulous is part of that Habit of Heart, which is the free gift I'll be giving you. It should be in the show notes, I'm assuming, Dr. Rial, right? It will be there, but it's drjuliasen.com/the Habit of Heart, or THOH. They'll both get you there. You just sign up for that, and then you'll get all the details about the Habit of Heart itself. Plus, you will get the Be Fabulous technique in the bonus section. And it's a video, small, less than 30-minute video course to do, because I know parents are busy. You can also follow me at Dr. Julia Sen, my name, DRJULIASEN, where I post on Instagram. I have a YouTube channel as well. Instagram actually is Dr.Juliasen for some reason. Yeah, I have YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of that there. And I provide lots of options. There's something called Fair Parent series within the YouTube channel that is a challenge I give parents, again, an acronym on actions you can take to help build a secure attachment with your children. So thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And yeah, wonderful to be here.
Wow, Dr. Julia, I choose to be fabulous from today on. I choose it. It's a choice. It's a choice, right? Before you scream into the child, put on your shoes. Let's get going. Just take a moment, take a deep breath, and then pause. And then you'll be able to communicate with your child. I know. I'm raising preteens here, so I can really relate to a lot on what you've shared here. But in order for you to try to squeeze that child into that circle, if it's a square or whatsoever, try to just take a deep breath, take that moment, and then come back. Like whatsoever you're going to be saying, it's going to come from a calm heart. And then you're going to be able to communicate with that teen, with that young adult in that house. Thank you so much, Dr. Julia, for sharing such a profound, much needed message around parenting. Really, you are the change maker. You are one of the change makers in parenting that we really need. In order for us to be able to raise highly confident and compassionate kids, we just need this. just to hear from the experts themselves. And then we're going to be able to apply it into our own lives as we are raising our future leaders. Thank you so much, Dr. Julia. Wow, what a message. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I just want to say, Dr. Pamela's point around purpose. I mean, I was definitely channeled all of this, right? This is not even, I don't even feel like it's me speaking. I do feel like it's God and a much higher purpose that's coming through me.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank
and
you.
it really aligns though. It does. Like actually all of the messages, they just align. And yeah, wow, finding your purpose and also successful parenting, and you choose pleasure in life, really. What a message. Thank you so much. Thank you. And now we are flying to Ghana, where we have Ambassador Frank Atta. Frank Atta is a visionary young Ghanaian leader, a country ambassador, author, award-winning writer, and an IT professional who is a change maker in the realms of education, business, and community development. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Information Technology from the University of Energy and Natural Resources. And Frank is also, he has been distinguished himself in his, Frank has distinguished himself in his field. His entrepreneurial spirit led him to found Master Learner Consultant, which is a pioneering company that leverages technological innovation to empower students, businesses, and communities. Frank's impressive track record of awards and recognition is a testament to his exceptional talent, dedication, and impact. He has received prestigious international awards, including Unite 2025 World Honoree, 2025 Africa Legacy Award, and the World Creative Hero Awards by Loani, which is Leaders of All Nations International, and many more awards. So through his initiatives, such as the Educating the Young Across Africa Seminar, Social Media Never Forget campaign, and Frank Mentorship, Ada Frank continues to transform lives, foster global connections, and promote a culture of excellence and service. His remarkable story serves as a beacon of hope and inspiration to others. He is on a mission with a vision of making global impact. So kings and queens, please join me and welcome Frank Atta.
Hello, everyone. It's an honor to be here. I'm so privileged. I'm very, very happy to have gotten this great opportunity to join you. I'm so grateful. So today, the topic I've been given is leadership, and it is a topic that is very dear to me because we need a leader in every aspect of our life. And I always define leadership as the ability to, motivate and, lead a particular groups of people to achieve a common goal. Now, I would say that before you can lead, you have to, lead yourself first. You have to build yourself to a certain standard to the extent that the people can know that, okay, this person can actually do the work. So leadership comes with personal development. You need to develop yourself to a certain standard so that you know that, okay, this particular work, it is you that can do it. If we leave this in your hands, you'll be able to, lead us to achieve our goal. So let me share my personal story. For instance, where I come from is a very remote area. And I realized that very few of the youth are, attending school. All of them are, engaging in other stuff. But I told myself that what can I do to change this narrative? What can I do to make an impact in my community? So I started, I think during the COVID period, most of the people were home and they were, gallivanting around. I gathered these students and I was, teaching them phonics, how to write, and all those things. And it really had an impact. I was on information centers, speaking to the youth as to how they can develop themselves. So this really changed the narrative, and then it helped most of them. So now we can see that most of them are attending school, because I see that education, as they always say, is the key to success. So if you attend school, you'll be able to come and then impact your community. So I started this initiative of visiting these rural communities to educate these youths. I've been reading, because if you don't build yourself, you can't lead. You need to build yourself to a certain standard. Like I said, reading books, attending seminars, and trying to share the knowledge that you've acquired to impact others. So that when there is an issue, they will see you as the go-to person to help solve that particular problem. So that is what I've been doing. And since embryonic's age, I've been doing that. I've been leading every aspect of my life. Any single opportunity that I get, I try to do something to help others, to help my communities. So leadership, as I said, is an act of building yourself and then being able to motivate others to achieve a common goal. Then I will say that you need to take risk as a leader. What everybody's afraid of, you need to gather that courage and then come up to do something to help solve that particular problem that your people are facing. So as a leader, you need to take a risk, and you need to challenge the status quo. Don't say that that's the norm, everybody is doing it, so let me do it. Where I come from, a whole lot of stuff is happening, but what can you do to change the narrative? What are you doing to make things right? So you need to challenge the status quo to ensure that things are going right, and you must be driven, results driven. You must, whatever you bring on board, must solve a problem or must achieve something. As a leader, you need to analyze the situation and ensure that it's giving you the results that you want. And I say that as a leader, you must embody these following qualities: honesty, integrity, and loyalty. I don't do without it. Look, I always preach about this, because as a leader, if you're not honest, you can lead. You can't, lead as a leader. You must embody integrity, doing the right thing when nobody is watching you. What do you do at your corner? Or what do you do when nobody is watching you? As a leader, what do you do? So these are some of the qualities. You need to also show some kind of respect to the people that you're leading, and you must be willing to serve. Don't wait for your people to serve you as a leader. Be willing to serve. Be willing to serve your people. You don't sit aloof and then expect your people to worship you. Go with them, do with them, whatever they are doing, involve yourself, so that they'll get to see that, yes, even the person who is leading us is doing it. So let's all get involved. So that is how, as a leader, we need to lead. In our community, in our workplace, in our church, wherever we find ourselves, we need to involve ourselves in every single activities that we think that is going to help achieve a certain goal. And then I always also say that you must have that compassion, that commitment to the work that you're doing. With that commitment, you can do it. Just put in that commitment to be able to help achieve your goal. And I always say that, how do we develop these leadership skills? You must accept feedback from your people. If something is going astray, people at the back are seeing what you're doing. Try to accept the criticism, the suggestion, the feedback, the comments from your people, so that you will be able to correct it, and then you make things right. You don't say that I'm a leader, so yes, whatever I say is final. No. Try to